What's up, guys? Iceman here. So a lot of you guys probably watch the videos and you have a feeling that maybe Ice Boy is relatively free. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you think I'm all locked up and shit, buried within the ice. I don't know, let me know in the comments below what your impression is. But the thing is, dog, it began long ago when I was but a little duck-billed platypus. I remember just seeing all the kids do what they do, seeing the adults do what they do, observing my parents just busting their asses, providing for the family and the household, just all the work and stress that would require. And just seeing in general, just the tears of children. You know, the middle school age, the high school age, the college, the ones beyond that. And just kind of averaging shit out a little bit in my mind of what do they get from all this? You know, what's the benefit? Is it worth it? You know, things like that. So it kind of took, to some level, the path less traveled by, all right? And doing that in itself is kind of a breaking down of the ego. Not fully, however. But I think it was a step in the right direction. I guess it boils down to, if you follow the herd, you're going to get herd results, okay? And I didn't really want herd results. And I didn't really want to do the bullshit my parents had to do. You get up every fucking day, you go to a job that stresses you out, probably dealing with people you don't really like, just dealing with a bunch of bullshit. Or say from the other perspective, you're a little duck and you're watching the kids do what they do, just kind of creating their own little social hierarchies and so forth. You know, it's all that shit begins when we're little children and shit, doesn't it? Man, I feel like looking back, I feel like I really just kind of was outside of all that shit. Like, I didn't want to really, in those days, be a part of the hierarchy. Because they climbing that ladder and shit, and this might sound kind of dramatic, but it's kind of crossed my mind before thinking about this shit. That ladder, dog, might be burning up at the top. For real. Shit's on fire. So why the fuck would I want to climb that ladder anyway? No, I don't know if that's for real, but I feel like the analogy might have some truth to it. All right, so you would see the kids, the little hierarchies and shit, and you know, it's all just establishing social order and stuff that can be used later, right? Like in the business world, whatever your job is. Maybe you're an engineer or some shit. Maybe you're a doctor. Maybe you work on spaceships and shit. I don't know. Type shit at the computer, all that bullshit. But it seemed to me that what it was kind of all heading toward was a place where I didn't really want to be, dog. Like, seems like you just gotta kiss ass. You gotta kiss a lot of ass. You're gonna be working for somebody else, doing this bullshit. You're gonna be kissing a customer's ass. You're going to be slaving away, going in debt, paying a bunch of bills, taking care of a bunch of kids. And I really don't mean to sound too bitter about it, man, but I guess I'm just trying to establish my perspective a bit. And to me, a lot of that stuff sounds like a pain in the ass. So I really was kind of looking for another way, you know? And, man, I don't mean to brag, dog, but I feel like I kind of, somehow, I began to find it. Made a lot of fucking mistakes. A lot of shit I'd probably change if I could go back. Things I do differently. Little Ice Boy ain't perfect. But simplicity, I think, is key. Minimalization. It's kind of where I went with things. But you know, I think we need the hierarchy. We need those social things and all that, little social established hierarchies and all that shit. Because, you know, it's nice to have a relatively sustainable and prosperous civilization. It's very nice. I just didn't really want to have to do the normal shit, okay? But here's the thing, dog. And just being in that mentality, you know, just kind of wanting to, I mean, I probably wasn't part of it, right? But I probably was, right? It's probably ego in itself that makes me say I wasn't part of that bullshit. Probably was, I don't know, I wasn't. It helps, I think, with the ego. It's growing up to, because it wasn't the place, you know, socially and all that where it was highly viewed, right? Like if you're not in the social hierarchy, well, you're kind of an outcast, obviously. So there's some ego to be left behind if you're going to be in that. You just got to be willing to let go and be free to some extent. But goddamn, I haven't let it all go, dog. There's still a lot of that fucking bullshit. Just in subtle things. Like you know how a lot of us, I think a lot of us are in this, and probably all of us, all right? We all, to some extent, suffer from things like worrying about our image and what others think of us and how others perceive us and how they judge us. Probably a lot of that stems from how we do it as well. You know, we do it to everyone. We do judge and categorize. I do that every fucking day. I don't know about you guys. But, I mean, I'm not around a lot of people, but it's just kind of what you do. You know, you're out and about, you see somebody, you kind of categorize them. It's fucking nature, dog. But things like that. And the more we let that affect us, I think, the harder it is to be free. Like, I think to some extent, we're all frozen in the ice. Some more than others. And before you're free, dog, entirely, all that shit needs to thaw away. And part of me wonders, fuck, I wonder if Little Ice Boy is gonna be the last fucking one to thaw out. I don't know, man. Because when you're frozen in the ice, you can't really move. You're kind of stuck. And you ain't free, man. It's hard to let that bullshit go, isn't it? Some say that the soul and shit goes on forever. And you know, if we hang on to these things that are detrimental to us, yeah, man, I'm talking about pride, ego, primarily. All the nuances that go along with that. You ain't in peace, man. You ain't gonna be in peace. And what sounds fucked up, as weird as it is to say it, I think the only way to break through that is love. Do you guys know what that is? Let me know in the comments below. It's a weird fucking thing, ain't it? Ice boy know what lust is. But do we know what love is? Something to do with, the fuck is it? Is it something like putting others before yourself? Care? What the fuck is love? Let me know in the comments below, dog, if you guys know what that is. But man, it's cray-cray that I think that's the only thing that is going to release us from these icy prisons. Love, it seems that that's probably essential in order to drive out all fear. Because, I guess, say somebody wrongs you, or you got something against somebody, you think they're teasing you and shit. You think they're making fun of you. You think they're calling you a fucking dumbass behind your back, right? Say somebody does that to you. That can hurt, right? Because your ego, dog. Because you got pride, dog. Because you're not just sitting there taking in life and joy as the gift that it might be as a child receives a gift. Because a little child, if you're just there playing in a sandbox or something, you know that your daddy or your parents or whoever, your daddy, you know that your daddy has your back, gave you this stuff, gift. The ego and the pride thing, I think, might come after that a little bit. But nonetheless, if you got love or something, you know that motherfucker I told you about who tease you and shit? If you love, then I don't think that would. I think you just think about him or that motherfucker who said that shit. And you wouldn't want to just kick him in the dick or something, make him feel the pain that you feel every day. Make him suffer. You wouldn't want to do that exactly. You'd be like, oh, I wonder why. You'd be like, that's a bad place. That's not a good place. That's an unhealthy place to be. Because it's true, all that shit stems from shit that's unhealthy, I think. When you accuse, when you mock, when you tease and shit, it stems from something that's unhealthy. And we know we all fucking do it. Shit. Like I said, man, Little Ice Boy might be the last fucking one to thaw out here. I don't know. But what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Like this fucking video if you haven't yet. Become a patron if you want. Links in the description below. You can even buy Ice Toad a little coffee. Of course, I'm trying to get away from coffee, but got the Discord. Get on the Discord because we can chat on there, alright? Links in the description below. And for those of you who support the Ice Boy, may your finances be blessed. And may you have many wives. Peace with you.